Okay, I've been needing to build a firewood rack. So what I think I'm gonna do, get a piece of soapstone in here, wherever it's at. All right, I know I use these rollers to bend that rectangle tubing, but I'm hoping that they're still good enough to where I can roll some pipe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some 1-inch pipe and I'm gonna roll some circles. But then I'm gonna make it to where it's kind of at the top. It's gonna meet like this, 2 pieces. And then at the bottom, it's gonna be like this. And then you can just lay your wood in there like so. And then I'm gonna put probably some 1-inch pipe in there like that. I might even put plate in there so it'll kind of hold the thing, but hold the wood chips and stuff like that. So that's kind of my idea. I'm gonna get this roller hooked up and see if it'll still roll pipe. And I got some aluminum in the other day, so you know, getting ready for the other part of the airboat, and then some other stuff if I want to build a cooler rack or something like that. But let me get this set up and I'll get back with you. Okay, all right, I got it set up. What I did is I put the 1-inch piece of pipe in the roller, about in the middle is where I'm going to start. And then I got my little adapter that I made for the power head on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this first. And I think I'm gonna try to do about I don't know, maybe a 4-foot circle. Let's try to see if we can get that done. I'll film the first one, and then the second one I'll just do off camera. So let's get this going. You know, I've had this roller with these wheels for probably 3 years, 4 years, and this is the first time I've ever rolled a full joint of pipe in it. So it looks like it definitely needs to be a 2-person task, because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, you get the idea. So now I need to roll another one so I can match up 2 4-foot circles, and then at the top I'll weld that together, and then at the bottom I'll spread them apart, and then that's what the wood will set in. And then I need to probably take the extra that's cut off of here, and it'll be the legs on the bottom like that. So, all right, I'll let y'all watch me fumble around and bend this one. I'm gonna do the other one off camera. I'll get back with you when I get the other one bent, rolled around. Okay, what I did is I laid this up on the table like this where it was overlapping. I got the measurement that I wanted, and then I cut it and brought it together. So I got it clamped down. So now I got it tacked there. I'm gonna try to tack it around in other spots, and then I'll take it off. So I'll set you up over here so you kind of see. She's hot. I need to drill a hole in that bottom to let the air escape out, but you know, for a little wood rack, it's good enough. Ain't gonna be real picky on it. So we'll set it over here. There's the first ring. So let's make another one. Okay, see, I got it held down with the clamps. Measured this one. It's about 3'7½". So I'll spread this one out about 3'7½", and then I'll just put a mark across the both of them and then cut it, and then whenever it goes together we should be pretty close to 3'7½". So let me get it cut and I'll get back with you. Okay, on this one I had to cut it back apart because it was a little too big. It's about an inch or so bigger than the first one. So I think next time I try this, you know, usually if you know, to find a circumference on something, so if you're 4 foot diameter, or say 3'6" diameter, then you times it by 3.14, which is pi, and that gives you your circumference. So maybe if I cut the stock at that size first and then bend it, maybe it'll make them closer instead of having all that extra excess on there, which I'm going to use those for the legs anyways, but maybe it'd make it a little bit closer too. So I don't know, but we're definitely I'm gonna put clamps around it like this to hold it in, and we're gonna try to get a better measurement to make these two match a little better. So let me get that down, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, I laid the bottom one down. I laid the bottom one down up against the clamp, put clamps in all the holes to hold it down. I laid the one that was too big on top of it, and this is how much I need to cut. I should have done that from the get-go, and I'd have been a lot closer the first time. So, I mean, it's not exact, but it's gonna be a lot closer than what it was. So let me get this cut, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, I got the loops. So this is what it's gonna be. I got it clamped together right here, so I'm gonna put a tack, weld this here, and then I'll finish welding that gap up there. But I'll weld this here, and then when I flip it over, I'll weld the other side. And this is what it looks like from the side, which up here at the top is 1'6". So I'll take some pieces and go across here, or I might just put one over here, and then put a piece of plate rolled in there, and then put one here, and then the loops that are left over, like these, I'll have to make them match, but this will be the legs, you know, so it'll be spaced out like so, and it'll sit on it, you know, make a big loop. Right, that right now is upside down, so the big loop part will go down here with the feet, and then the part there go at the top. So all right, so that gives you an idea where we're at. So let me get this tacked up, and then we'll I'll turn you back on when I get ready to do the notching on the tubes, show you what I'm doing there. Be right back. Okay, I just cut these little pieces and notched them. This is just a cheap Harbor Freight notcher. It works all right. It just you gotta be careful and tighten it up because as you're cutting, it kind of wants to slide back, so it leaves like, you know, a little bit of a gap. But I think a lot of that has to do too because we're on a roll like that. So I mean, it's nothing you can't fill up. But there was no rhyme and reasoning. I just decided to cut 2 of them 7 inches, 2 of them 1 foot, I think 2 or 3, and then 2 of them 1'6" for up there. And then what I did is I just slid this down, tacked it in, then I put a 4-foot level over here, so it's level across there. And then I used the clamp up here to kind of hold it so I could adjust, you know, this here. So I checked it on that side, then I came over here, checked it on this side, so they're level across. And then I'll do the same thing with the next 2. I'll tack one wherever it falls in there. And the way you do this with the notcher is, so I cut about half. Whenever you go to notching out pipe, if you got to cut both sides, it really it's hard. I mean, it can be done, don't get me wrong, but it takes a lot more to cut it. So if you cut your pipe close to the size you need, and then notch one side, and then you'll measure into this throat down to where you want your other throat, so whenever you turn it around, then you'll have your mark, and then you just set it on that. But then this notch here, you take a piece, you stick it in the notch, and then you want to kind of eyeball it. See, that drill's kind of going down at an angle. It's not level. I just got it stuck in the vise. But if it was level, if the base was level, then you'd put a torpedo level on this piece here and in your notch, and you'd hold it level like that, and then tighten it up. And then that way you know that your notches are even when you go to put them in there. Because if you don't, you could have one twisted a little bit and then it wouldn't fit good. So that's just a little pointer on that. But you know, this could be a good little you know, you could do this out of carbon steel. I mean, I'm doing mine out of aluminum because I like messing with aluminum. But you could do this out of carbon steel. If you had your Harbor Freight roller like that, it comes with steel wheels. And so that, I think that's like $160, $180 for that. And then this tube notcher is from Harbor Freight. I think it was like 40 or 50 bucks. And then a whole saw and everything. But you know, you could make these, and I mean, leave a comment on what you think you could sell something like that for. I mean, it's really not that hard to make, and it would be a good little, you know, if you produced them and set them up somewhere and sold them, or advertised them on Craigslist, or which Craigslist is kind of shady, but like Facebook Marketplace in your area. I mean, you know, you might be able to sell something like this. And I mean, it's, to me, I think it's neat to have it all full of wood like that instead of just the square ones. You know, I mean, it adds a little character to your yard or whatever, you know. But leave a comment and let me know what you think something like that could sell for. I'll tell you right now, this pipe, this aluminum pipe, you know, people, you know, it depends. I guess since I live close to Houston, you know, I got a host, not a wholesaler, but a person I buy my aluminum from. And I mean, believe it or not, I mean, it's not that much more than carbon steel. A 20-foot joint, well, it's really a little more than 20 foot, but this 1-inch Schedule 40 aluminum is $28 a joint. I mean, that's not bad, man, you know. So people think aluminum is a whole lot more expensive, which it is, but it's not terribly more. I think just to have the equipment to weld it and stuff like that, that's where you start really getting into money. Because I mean, that Dynasty machine back in the day, whenever it was new, I mean, I don't know, it was like, you know, thousands of dollars. So, but anyways, so, but I'll get back with you whenever I put some more in there, some more braces in there. I'm just tacking everything up right now. And that's the only thing bad about welding this aluminum. You know, when you go to weld this up, you know, it'll blow out, you know, when you go to close it up. So I'm gonna have to drill little holes and everything before I weld it up, so that way I can get a good solid weld. And but I mean, like I said, it's a wood rack, man. I mean, it's not holding the world or nothing. So I'll get back with you when I get some more done. Okay, let me show you where we're at. So that's what it's going to look like. And that's the bottom. So we'll be welding it right there. So let me kind of show you a little trick. So to make sure that our legs are even, we need to find center of here, come down. So take you some liquid, drip it on there. Well, damn. Okay, let's see where that's like coming down to the bottom. Here you go, I got something over here. That water's gonna find dead bottom. Okay, see how that's dripping right there? That's center. See that little tit hanging there? That's pretty close to dead bottom, you know, because it's gonna, on something round, it's gonna, water's gonna find bottom. So let's dry the table off. I don't know if you can see this or not. Okay. Okay, and I got this level here, the side pieces. So whenever we put this up, eyeball it. Make sure we're pretty square with it right there. And then you just measure from here to get this in the center. So it'd help if I had this square with the table here. 17 and a half. $19 and a half. So it needs to come this way. About 2 inches. So we're about 19. 18 and a half. So that right there should be pretty close. 18 and about 3/8. $18 and a half. That's pretty close right there. So we're gonna tack that and then do the same thing to the other side. The other side will be a little easier because you can just run a square off the table to square that up. So let me get that tacked up.